All right, we are live. I'm James with Kaelyn. We're the MMA Mainstream Podcast. And Kaelyn, how has your week been since we last talked?
Uneventful.
You know
Sort
what?
of.
That ain't that bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not bad. So, all right, a lot of stuff going on this week in the world of MMA, especially a lot of stuff dropping today. But first, let's start with last week and the fights that we had. It was Muhammad versus Edwards. And I caught the main card. I thought it was a pretty solid card for a fight night. There's a fight every weekend and I'm usually doing stuff, but this I didn't check it out that night. I watched it during the week. I watched it back and I enjoyed it. I really couldn't complain about it. What were your thoughts on the fights?
They weren't bad. They're almost a little more exciting than weekend before's, I think. By a little bit. But I think there were a lot more finishes and just more exciting fights in general than last week's, which was sad because last week's was like supposed to be a really huge pay-per-view. But sometimes fights just don't end up the way they're supposed to. These ones are better though. I was a little more entertained with these though.
I was too. We'll start with the first fight on that main card, which was Adriannez versus Darren Stewart. It led to a no contest. I thought Anders was doing really great and had the fight essentially won, and that was a no-go.
Yeah, no, he definitely had that fight. That last illegal knee sucked though. So
yeah, just like the weekend before, all over again.
I know. Only last weekend was worse because it was a title fight.
And title changed hands.
I know. I still hate that. That still bothers me.
Yeah, same here.
I see Sterling posting all those pictures with him in the belt. I'm like, man, okay.
Like
have you seen those?
Like, I have. I get he's the champ, but it's like.
But I mean, what do you really? How do you really?
Look how you won it. Like, it's one thing if it was, like if he won the fight, but it's like, look how you really won it. Like, and were you really winning the fight?
No.
Exactly. When I look forward to when they run that back. So hopefully they do pretty quick.
Yeah, I hope they do run that back. I think they will for sure. I just hope it's immediate for those two.
Yeah. And same goes for this Adriannez Darren Stewart fight. It was an illegal move, a knee while to a grounded opponent. And
I do feel like Stewart was done a while ago before that knee came in. I felt like the ref gave him a really long opportunity, which was good. That's not bad. And also, who knows what would have happened if he didn't get kneed, but I know he was on his way out.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He was taking a pretty solid whooping, but he wanted to continue. That was the crazy thing. Like, he was still willing to fight.
No, of course they do. Everyone wants to, of course.
That's true. But the doctor and the ref decided nope. And that was the end of the fight.
Just watching that, I wanted to call it already before that even happened.
Oh, same here, but the referee didn't, and
yeah,
that's up to their discretion. And he thought that Stewart could continue.
Maybe who knows? We don't know.
Until the illegal blow, and then that was a wrap. And
yeah, I'm not saying knees don't hurt, but that one was one of the lighter knees that I've seen thrown at someone's head, and I know that might not even make a difference, and he's a knee and pretty bad either way. But he was done before that.
Yeah, Adriannez looked great, and it's unfortunate he threw that illegal knee to Stewart, and the fight ended up in a no contest. I wonder where we go from here. Do we redo this fight? Do we, just move on from it? Like, okay, a few fights later and then come back to it.
I don't know. A lot of these other ones that aren't, they're not title fights, not even a co-main event. I don't know if they would even get a rematch, automatic rematch. I don't know.
It was exciting though. That's the thing. Adriannez was taking it to him.
I know. So what do you think would happen in a different fight anyway? I don't know. I think you have to outweigh those.
If Anders wouldn't have landed that illegal knee, I think they would have gone into the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And if his cardio held up, which I imagine it would, I think he would have just taken it to Stewart some more and probably ended the fight.
Too. Yeah, I think so too. I don't know what round, but shortly after, I'm sure that would have went that way anyways. That sucks. That was really disappointing to see that, because he had that.
Yeah. And then we have Manel Kopp versus Matthias Nicolau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting the names finally. It's taken me a while. I'm getting them.
that was good. What'd you think of that one?
I thought Kopp looked good on the ground. Hey, because he was
going for a while though, actually.
But he looked good from his back. He was working, he was transitioning, he was doing what he needed to do. And then he looked good in the second with his striking. I actually thought that Kopp got it over Nicolau, but
I don't know about that, but I know it's super close. I can't say.
Yeah,
I actually thought they were going to give it to Kopp, but just rewatching that, it was so close. I don't know.
So to me, Nicolau looked good in the third, but
yeah,
Kopp was still in there, and so I thought that's why I gave him the decision. It was a close fight, yes, but I felt like Manel was doing enough that would warrant him getting the win. Yeah. That was the same here.
Hmm. They both did good though, so I can't complain.
It was a competitive fight. It was a good fight in a great competitive way, which is what you want to see. It was exciting, even though it ended in decision. It was still an exciting fight. They were still going at it.
Yeah, that was a worth it 25 minutes.
Completely agree.
Or 15, sorry, not 25.
Then we had Jonathan Martinez versus Davy Grant. What did you think about that?
I don't remember that one. That was what round was that he got that TKO?
That was his second round.
I didn't catch it close enough. I saw the finish, but I didn't know anything else about it.
Martinez looked really good in the first. He was landing really good leg kicks that you could tell were affecting Grant. That really threw him off his game. But the head-body combination that Grant landed put down Martinez, and that's what got him the victory. Like, Grant was not looking too good in the first. The leg kicks from Martinez were really effective. But then he came in and he just landed a solid two-piece combination.
Yeah.
Put him down. I wonder if he got a biscuit with that. And then we had Gavin Tucker versus Danny Ige.
Yeah, that one was I saw that one. That one was crazy. Did you catch that one?
I did. I almost blinked and missed it. It was so quick. 22 seconds.
I know that one happened fast. That was good. Good on Danny Ige. I was impressed. I was hoping that's what he was going to do, and he did it. So yeah,
he went in there and he was like, I got stuff to do. I got places to be. Went in there and put him down quick.
I know. He looked like he just wanted to get in and get the hell out of there so he can go back home to his baby.
Yeah. He's like, I got a kid at home now. Like, I got to go. I got places to
be. He's like, I'll take that bonus too.
And then moving on the card, we had Misha. Oh, man. We'll just call him Misha.
Misha Serkinov. Yeah.
Serkinov. I remembered most of these names until, like, I had to pronounce it, and then I was like, oh, this is all bad.
What'd you think about this one?
Versus Ryan Spann. Oh, man. Well, I took Spann because Superman. Yeah, big ups.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's right.
Love the Man of Steel. That's right. And 1 minute and 11 seconds in, that was a wrap. Got the TKO. What did you think about the fight? I thought it was a solid fight. Solid performance by Spann.
Spann did so good. He surprised me. I really thought it was going to go the other way.
Yeah, and that's why I took Spann. Superman all day. And then moving on to the main event.
Yeah.
Which, man, another unfortunate fight. I think that this might have been why the fights were so entertaining, because they were entertaining, exciting, fast-paced, and some of them did it in controversy, but still it kept your interest. It wasn't like, oh, this is awful.
Yeah.
You felt horrible for the fighters, but it wasn't awful in the sense of like, oh, this is going to ruin someone's career.
I mean, it does suck when you have a headliner, and I don't know. I mean, I think Leon Edwards has headlined before, but Bilal Muhammad, I think this was a good opportunity for him, and it just main event, and then it ends that way. I felt bad for him because it looked like a really bad eye injury. Really.
Oh yeah, he got.
It was not.
That was a freak accident. You know, he's going for the kick, and he put the hand out there, but it just happened that hand just got right in the eye. And so I felt bad for Bilal Muhammad, who he seemed like he was starting to get warmed up, and then it happened because from what I've understood.
I don't know. What did you think about that before that incident happened? What did you think of the fight before that?
I thought Edwards was going out there and doing great.
Yeah,
I thought he looked really good. Muhammad, they said he was a wrestler. You didn't see much of that. You saw him kind of on the defensive most of the time.
He looked like he couldn't really like base his ground very well. He looked like he was just getting pushed back almost immediately. I think he was up against the cage most of that fight anyway, which I was surprised, but not really, because Leon Edwards is so good though. Not surprised, but I also watching the fight leading up to that incident. I wouldn't be that disappointed if they didn't run it back.
Yeah, I think they should. It was a freak accident. Edwards was very apologetic about it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's not, he doesn't come off as a dirty fighter, and he was very upset about the way it happened, and it sucks that it was no contest. I would like to see them run it back. It's just Edwards needs to watch where he puts his hands.
I think everyone does. This is like a reoccurring issue forever. And they keep saying, "Oh, did you hear that thing about the gloves? Like it's because of the gloves." And Trevor Whitman makes his own gloves, and they're thinking about using his model for future UFC fights because it's got a pad, I think, over the knuckles, and it shapes your hand so that your fingers don't go out when you push outward. But I don't know if it's the gloves' fault. I think it's people's fault. I don't fight MMA, so I don't know. I don't get to stick my fingers in people's face because it's in a glove.
Well, but, you know what? You should try it sometime. Just do it. Just
I don't know, but I don't know how many times it has to happen before it becomes a big problem to actually change something like that, or can it just be on the fighters to just tuck your fingers in when you're making distance, or fake jabs or feints, or just sticking your arm out there to get your distance? You should always have your fist ready to go anyways. And I understand it's more of a relaxed type of thing, but also you're killing people's eyeballs.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. It's something that has happened before in the past. It's something that a lot of fighters should be, I feel like, kind of cognizant of. I mean, I understand you're going in there and battling for your life. Like someone is trying to beat you down, but you should have certain, like, okay, do this. Like it should be a part of your training to not necessarily push away with your open hand, maybe push away with the fist. Like
I don't know why you'd have,
throwing a jab.
I don't know why you'd have an open hand in someone's face anyway when you're fighting.
I poke. Duh, like, ah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's like, I've seen a lot of fights live that got ruined by eye pokes. I'm so tired of it. So I don't know if it's a glove issue or a fighter issue. Yeah.
I think it's a fighter issue because it's happened to so many other fighters. It happens. It's unfortunate. This fight ended in the second round, and with only 18 seconds in. It sucks. When Muhammad is better, they should definitely run it back. We've got some comments from two of our favorite fans. Xavier Ortega has been commenting, and then Tom Owens has been commenting. Watching these two hotties talk MMA. I was trying to convince Archie that we should change the name to Two Hot Blondes. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just an idea. I don't think it would really work out because, like, let's be real, I'm not really that hot. I mean, I try.
Okay.
Oh man. All right, now moving on. We got fights this weekend because it's the UFC, and the UFC has fights every single weekend. And you know what? I'm a dork, and I love MMA, and I'm not really mad at that. But sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, like fights every weekend. Like,
yeah, you can never have enough, though. Come on.
I mean, because of COVID, I've been at home a lot. Okay, but now that things are starting to open up,
You're like, I
like
have
going
other
out.
things to think about now.
Yeah, I got other things to do. So, but we have a fight card this weekend, and we have a California local fighting on the card, or excuse me, a local to Central California where we are located. When Marion Renault versus Macy Chiasson.
Chasen, I don't know.
Chiasson.
I don't know about that one.
I'm not rooting for her, so I really don't care. I take Renault in this. She's an awesome fighter, an experienced fighter. She had some setbacks because of the coronavirus. She was unable to compete a few months ago, and so she's back on the grind, and she's going to compete this weekend. Of course, I'm taking her. That she's my pick for the fight. What do you think?
I know. I'd definitely pick her. She's very experienced. She's good. I don't know if. Do you know if she was actually sick with COVID? Like, I know she had COVID. Was she actually really sick, or was it something where she got diagnosed and had to step away for quarantine and all that? I just wonder if she actually
sounds like. I don't think she ever caught it bad.
Okay,
but I imagine it was just a positive test, and they were like, "No, gotta wait, gotta."
I hope so, because I don't know. Some fighters have been affected by that, and it's really sad. I don't know if you've seen the updates on Khamzat Chimaev and his ordeal with COVID and his lungs.
I've not.
Cody Garbrandt had it really bad, also, where he was out for a long time trying to recover. It was really crazy. What's crazy is that they're actually super healthy already. And they got hit with that too, so that's really scary.
Yeah, it really is, because like you said, these are really healthy people, and it's affecting them really hard.
Well, it's right before they even have a fight that it gets announced that they have it, and it's like, oh wow, it progresses pretty quickly, I guess.
I caught it, and I had very mild symptoms, and let's be honest, I'm not a professional athlete. Everyone knows that, and I was very lucky. I only had mild symptoms, but some of these people. I've heard even that some athletes have had lasting, running problems with it. Like their lungs are just not the same.
You get scar tissue built up on the inside of your lungs, and I've had a few lung issues with it's a virus called pleurisy. It's like supposedly it's an old people disease or virus, whatever, but it inflames your lungs. So when you breathe in, it feels like someone's stabbing you with a knife. I can only imagine what COVID would feel like with scar tissue on the inside of your lungs. I'm sure that would feel either the same or worse. And people get it in both lungs. I just had it in one, and I thought I was going to die. So I don't know. So yeah, I just want to know if maybe she had to go through all that crap, and then she's finally healthy now. Hopefully, she was healthy the whole time, though.
Yeah, I hope so too. From what I've seen, not a lot of people put it out there, which I understand. But from what I've seen, it seemed like she probably just tested positive, and so you just had to wait it out.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's the case, and there was nothing seriously wrong.
Yeah.
All right, and then now that's on the prelim card, and that's the only fight we cared about on the prelim card. So now we're going to move to the main card, and we have Harry Hunsucker versus Tuivasa.
Yeah.
All right. In a heavyweight bout. All right. I like heavyweights, especially when you have Ty named Bam Bam. Awesome.
Yeah, I have to pick Tai Tuivasa. I like him a lot. Also, what are they doing with this matchup? Look at it. I don't know who Harry Hunsucker is. I think I've seen him fight once.
He's debuting.
Really? I think he's been in there once before.
This says his last fight was his debut.
Okay.
And so he's 0-1.
Okay.
I want to know where they got. I'll have to do some searching and background, because I'm like, he doesn't have much of a fight record. It's 0-1.
Tuivasa is a good fighter. Oh my god.
I too take Bam Bam just
Yeah,
because, you know,
he's a heavy hitter. He's good. He's had some crazy knockouts.
and he's from Australia. Like, he better.
Yeah.
Have you seen the spiders over there? Ugh.
No, but I've always wanted to go to Australia. But I keep hearing about all the crap they have over there. I'm like, no, I don't know, man.
Those spiders, like, they will literally eat you alive. Like, nope, I can't
I
hang with that.
know. I've seen pictures and stuff.
I would set fire to that continent if I ran into
gosh,
spiders.
I just burn the house down and move.
That's it, done. Good luck. I as well take Bam Bam. It's a heavyweight bout, so hopefully it'll be fast and exciting because those heavyweights pack a lot of power in their punches.
I'd be surprised if Tuivasa loses. I'll just put it that way. I'd be very surprised if he lost.
I would too, especially when you have somebody that is literally 0-1. Really?
Well, yeah. Don't have enough experience.
I feel like, if anything, use his other fights. Like, just throw that in there. Like, come on, man. Help us out.
I don't know. You never know, though. But the thing about heavyweights is you never know. Watch, next week we're going to be talking about how he knocked him out. I don't know.
And then I'm going to be like, yeah, because I'm an idiot.
No, Tai Tuivasa should get this one. I hope so. We'll see, though.
I hope so as well. That's our pick for that heavyweight bout. And now moving on, we have a guy, also another California native, but he's from further up north in Sacramento. I believe it's Sacramento. In Max Griffin. This guy, I've seen him fight on a few local cards, and he made it to the UFC, and he's been doing the damn thing. He's been performing well.
Good. Oh yeah, I've seen this guy fight before, actually.
And he's fighting Song. I want to say Keenan because, I mean, that's a first name here, but I don't think that's how it's pronounced. So I'm sorry. So I'll just call him by his first name, Song.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, will be an interesting fight. I want to say it's at 170. Okay, so Griffin has a 5-inch reach advantage. So
that's true.
I'm still not really sold on the fighters from China. I don't feel like we've seen enough.
I love watching Chinese fight cards. I really do, actually. The fights are really exciting. They're smaller, so you don't have these big heavyweights knocking each other out all the time, but they are crazy. Their cardio is through the roof. They're lighter. I don't know if you ever watched One Championship. That's over in Singapore, but over in that area of the world, their fighters are little monsters. They're crazy, and to see a bigger Chinese fighter is pretty cool. So I'm still going for Max Griffin, but
I am too, because
I do like the Chinese
regional local. So
yeah, I do like the Chinese fighters though.
I am very curious to see this fight because I just want to see how Song performs.
Yeah,
because I've seen enough Japanese fights to know that some of these Japanese fighters are badass, but yet, at least with Pride and Dream and Ryzen and stuff. But after a certain point, you also realize that there are certain fighters that are there that are going to mop up the floor with some of these Japanese fighters. And so bringing the fighters from China into the mix here in the States, or into the UFC, which is, global, I'm curious to see what happens. We've had some Korean fighters with some success, but not really with a fighter from China. So I look forward to that bout.
Well, you also have the women's strawweight champion. Strawweight, small,
that's our real litmus test for fighters from there. Which, hey, that's not bad. She's a champ. She goes and does the thing. But I mean, also do mean more of the men's side.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know. I think the one that stands out when I think about Chinese, and I think it's Chinese. I hope he's Chinese. If this is Jing Liang, I think. Jing Liang. Forgot his nickname. The Leech. That's his nickname. He's good. He's Chinese, I think. I could be, unless I'm mixing that up. But I think he's Chinese. He's made it pretty far. Not champ, but still pretty good. But really, there's really not that many.
Yeah. So it's good. I hope this is a great fight. I hope Griffin takes it. yet I'm still looking forward to see the performances out of both of these fighters.
Yeah, I'm going to take Max Griffin, though, too. We'll see.
Oh, all right. Now moving up the card, we have Adriannez versus Gustavo Lopez. In a bantamweight bout, you have Yanez, who's 12-3, and Lopez, who's 12-5, both coming off wins. A 3-inch reach advantage for Yanez. Both like to bang. Lopez has more wins by submission compared to Yanez, but Yanez has more wins by decision, so he'll go the distance if need be. Who do you take, Kaelyn?
Adriannez. I think I'm going to take him.
You take Yanez?
I don't know who Gustavo Lopez is. I think I know who Adriannez is. I've seen him fight before. I just wonder how far down they are in the rankings, though, as far as getting into the top. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if this fight is a make or break one for, possibly getting into the rankings. I know they're both not ranked, but I just wonder how far down the list they are.
Or this could be a win for them to keep their jobs because
it could be
UFC, the way they make cuts. You never know.
Yeah.
I will take Lopez in this. Since you're taking Yanez, I'll take Lopez. Honestly, okay, I don't know if you can see it. There's a tattoo that he has. It's a cancer crab. Being a fellow Cancer, that's what's up. Represent, homie. Go get the win. Go beat Yanez. All right, we're going to continue up the card. Now to a female strawweight bout. We have Cheyenne Buys versus Montserrat
Ruiz.
Montserrat Ruiz.
I bet it's Montserrat. I don't know.
Probably.
Don't know either of them, to be honest.
I really don't either, but Cheyenne lacks in the experience department because Ruiz has 4 more fights than her. Both have 1 loss. Buys the reach advantage, and Buys will go to decision. So I'm going to take Ruiz on this.
For a finish or?
For a finish.
For a finish. I'm going to try. I want that too. I'm going to say that. Just because I want that. I want to see some girls get some knockouts, do something exciting, get your name up there towards the top. There's just so many. I feel like after we go over, a lot of these fight cards every week, I'm like, man, I don't know who these people are. Most of them, especially prelims and early prelims, stuff like that. But especially the girls. I wish, I don't know. I know, of course, the guys are more exciting fighters than the women so far, mostly, I guess you could say. So I just wish there was more knockouts with these women and more exciting fights. But I do understand it's if you only weigh 115 pounds, I don't know how many knockouts you're going to be getting unless you're in the top 3. So I don't know. I'll take Ruiz for hopefully a TKO or KO at some point in the fight.
All right. Well, we made that choice. Let's keep progressing up the card. Gregor Gillespie versus Brad Riddle. Riddle. 13-1 for Gregor, and then 9-1 for Brad Riddle. They're pretty even with the exception of their fight records.
Barely.
Just more experience for Gillespie.
Yeah, I'm going to take Gillespie.
Oh, man.
I think it might be a close fight, though. But I think it'll be I'm going to go for Gregor Gillespie.
I'd have to do a little more research. I'm actually curious as to who Riddle trains with.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of people we see coming out of New Zealand have been training with Stylebender. And when you look back at the fight card where I'm blanking on his name right now, but he fought Kennedy and didn't look too great, that guy trained with Stylebender and got smoked. So I will say, based off that, I don't know who he trains with. I didn't look into it that deep. I will take Gillespie as well.
Yeah, and then also, I don't know, this fight could maybe potentially get Brad into the rankings if he does defeat Gillespie.
That's true because Gillespie is ranked number 15.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess you could easily lose that spot if you're just sitting up there in 15th or 14th place.
Yeah, because you're at the bottom and people are always trying to get up, trying to one up. So
yeah.
All right, we picked that fight. Now on to the main event. We have Derek Brunson versus Kevin Holland. Oh man, this is what I'm
What do you think about that? What do you think is
really
gonna happen
curious
with this
about.
one?
I like Kevin Holland because he talks so much smack.
I love him. I'm such a big fan right now. I'm such a big fan right now.
And let's be honest, Derek Brunson with this hairstyle, looking like a Kevin Randleman.
Yeah, he does, huh? Yeah, I don't understand the whole bleached hair thing, but I like Derek. I've always liked Derek Brunson. And he is number 7th. He's always kind of been up there. Kevin Holland's a little newer, but his experience is almost matching. But I love Kevin Holland so much right now.
Kevin Holland, just because he talks smack when he fights, that's amazing.
So great. I saw this video.
Not pre-fight, not after the fight.
Yeah,
during the fight.
Every round.
And he surprised people when he beat up on Jacare. So that surprised me. Old school. And Jacare was the killer to me. So
yeah.
I'm going to take the Trailblazer. I'm taking Kevin Holland in this one.
I'm going to go for – I want to see Kevin Holland win, although Derek Brunson's been around for a while, and I like him too. I hate to see guys that are veterans lose, but I'm such a big fan of Kevin Holland. I think it was today or yesterday. I just saw this video of all of his fights where he's talking trash to his different opponents. I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was that much. So now I'm like, oh my God, what? That's so crazy. I'm a huge fan.
Holland also has the reach advantage, but Brunson has the leg reach advantage. So that's pretty surprising.
I guess.
I take Kevin Holland over Kevin Randleman Jr. So that's my pick in that fight, and that concludes the upcoming card for the UFC. There's been some other exciting news in the world of MMA. Khabib had retired after his previous win. A lot had gone on in his life. His dad passing away from the coronavirus and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And so he said he retired, but yet he was still kind of out there because are fighters really ever retired?
I don't know. When you're that young and you retire, probably not.
Yeah, it's like, what are you going to do now? Are you going to go work at Burger King? Are you going to get a job? Are you going to get a job at Hot Topic? What are you going to do?
I mean, when you have that much money anyways already, I don't know if that's really going to be an issue, which is so strange. I don't know. I'll take his word for it that he's actually retired. Being that they made such a big deal about it and they've announced it, he's already announced his retirement after that last fight, and then still never said that he was really that interested in anything, in any fights that could actually happen. And then now Dana White's like, okay, he's for sure done. It's like, okay, well, I'll take his word for it. If he comes back, I'll be surprised and maybe a little mad because these fighters do this all the time.
Yeah. And there were talks of kind of dream fights, like him versus George St. Pierre, which I like George St. Pierre.
He's way heavier than him, isn't he, though? Or not by much, but weight class.
Yeah, but it'd be a catchweight fight.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, GSP, leave GSP alone.
They want him to come back so bad.
Oh man, so bad. It's like, no, he's gone and he's been gone. It's not like he has been gone for a year, 2 at the most.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So let's not do that. How about we develop more stars?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have an entire roster that you guys need to develop. So let's work on that.
I know, but I could be for someone to retire that young where we could keep fighting and it'd be so exciting just to keep seeing him winning. Especially, 29-0. I think they always like, oh, he wants to be 30-0. He's just, taking a break or whatever. But just kind of an odd number to retire.
Yeah, very much so. But
whatever he wants to do, he deserves to do whatever he wants to do.
I completely agree. Yeah. And with that actually set up the now next the title fight for the vacant title between Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler.
Yeah, hey, so I saw that also. So Michael Chandler just gets to get right up in there for the title. Does that make sense?
Apparently, it doesn't, and it does. He had a really exciting fight in his first go in the UFC. He won the belt in Bellator. He was popular in Bellator.
I know that from Bellator, but he came from Bellator. He was a star at Bellator. But when you first come into the UFC, no matter where you come from, and I'm not saying that they can't do whatever they want because they do anyway, but I mean, I'd give him another fight for a top 5, top 2, 3, 4, whatever, and see how he does then, and then give him the title shot because there's people that have been fighting there, not weight class for a while, trying to get title shots also. Now that the belt's vacant, you would think that maybe they'd want 2 people that are already in the UFC to fight for that title.
I completely agree. They should.
Not that he's not good. I love Michael Chandler. I love him. I
agreed.
Hope he gets a chance to get the title too. That kind of sucks for the other guys. So I don't know.
Chandler, I feel like needed another fight to really prove himself.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's not like he hasn't proven himself.
Right.
But that was in another promotion.
Yeah, exactly.
So you give him another fight against a top tier opponent, and then that's when you go into title talks.
Yeah, so he beat Dan Hooker, who was, do you know what ranking he was? Wasn't he like number 7 or something like that?
He was high. I'm not sure exactly what.
Maybe he was higher than that. I could be wrong. If he was higher than that, then maybe this might make sense. I thought he was 7 for some reason. I could be wrong, but I mean, Dan Hooker is good. That was a good fight to come into, and especially after getting that KO. I just wanted to see maybe one more, and then have someone else that was in the UFC that's been there for a while compete against Oliveira for that belt.
Exactly. I feel the same way. You're right. That's exactly how it should have been, and they've just let's give him a title shot. But I feel like they did that with Eddie Alvarez too, who was
the
same situation.
And he was a champ for a while too.
Yeah, he did get the belt, and then he just kind of backslid. But anyways, focusing on Michael Chandler, he's going for the belt against Charles Oliveira at UFC 262.
I think that should be a good fight.
It should be. It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then also in our last bit of news, today in MMA history, Jon Jones beats up Shogun and becomes the youngest champ in UFC history.
Oh.
This was in 2011.
Oh, that happened in 2011. Okay.
Yes, it's basically like it's a history lesson.
Yeah. It's like your memories pop up on Facebook a year later.
Man, like this fight was nuts because I was a huge Shogun fan, and I knew Jon Jones was the Il Nana, but I was like, oh man, he's fighting Shogun. Shogun's legit.
Yeah,
Shogun's
of course.
Badass. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, but Jon Jones, I don't know. I'm such a big fan of his too. Everyone talks shit on him about.
So is his drug dealer, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect that, but fight wise though, and I don't know how much the steroids played a factor anyway. He was good already. He didn't definitely need them.
I meant he hit the slopes, like the little.
Oh no! Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. No, yeah, I get that. I get it. But as far as fighting goes, his performances, they're really great for a really long time. And those last few could have been really close, or should have been. I think people are saying Reyes should have actually won that fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did give that to him that time. But
he had also a close call with Gustafsson in their first fight. That was also very close. A lot of people felt that Gustafsson.
The first fight, but man, that second one.
Yeah, the first fight. That's what I'm referring to. That he had edged him out slightly, maybe a little bit more to get the win, but it didn't happen. The second fight, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he's done great up until his last few fights, Jon Jones.
Oh yeah, Jon Jones will always, until there's someone else, he will be regarded as the GOAT.
Takes so long
And
to get someone else like that, though.
and
Because
on
he's
the
been around for so long.
top 5, top 10 lists, he will be listed as number 1.
Yeah,
For a long time.
forever.
What's unfortunate though is when, because he hasn't really been doing anything, when other people are being talked about as, oh, this guy's great, he always has to insert himself into the conversation to keep himself relevant.
Of course.
I get tired of that. It's like, hey, you want to keep yourself relevant? Go fight somebody. And I don't mean in the streets,
but there's so many fighters that do that. I know. He does that.
Get that.
McGregor does that also.
I feel like he's doing it the wrong way though. He's not even doing anything to promote a fight. He's just doing it to promote himself. But it's like, you don't have a fight coming up. So, okay, right. I get you're trying to keep your name out there, but are you selling anything? Like, are advertisers hooking you up? Like,
he doesn't need to. That's the thing. He doesn't need to. He can do whatever he wants.
Well, if you have a coke problem, I mean, just saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I know, but if you're still on the roster, you're still active, getting drug tested to compete, you're still in the game. And his next move is going up to heavyweight, so that's big enough in itself. I think that'll sell itself without advertisers. Him having to insert himself, he's already due to come up for something big anyways. So he can do that all he wants. McGregor does that also. You ever notice? When people fight his weight class, he always tweets a bunch of things, calls them out, and then we won't see him for a while, and then he'll come back. But a lot of fighters do that. Henry Cejudo's been doing that too. He's technically retired for however long his first retirement's going to be for. He tries to do that also. It is what it is. It's annoying. I agree. It's so annoying, but complaining about it, you'd be complaining about everyone every day.
Then clearly I don't pay enough attention.
I pay too much attention. That's why it irritates me.
I would love to see Stylebender versus Jon Jones, but I feel like that's just going to be.
Would you? I don't know about that anymore.
I think because both of them being such heavy strikers, I think it would be really interesting. But Jon Jones is so lanky. Yeah. I think you'd pick him apart.
Well, Adesanya is also. I don't know the exact reach on him, but
but Jon Jones is also bigger since he will be competing at heavyweight.
He's way bigger. Did you see?
And so I feel like he'd be able to kick him from the end of the cage. Like the fight just starts. They haven't even come together yet. Like within distance. He just kicks him and looks like Dalsim from Street Fighter and just puts him out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think that's what would happen.
I don't know. I think Jon Jones is too big for Izzy. I still think that. Yeah. I do. And if Jon Jones, after watching Adesanya on the last fight card, him going up weight didn't do too well for him. What is he going to go up another weight class to fight Jon Jones? Is Jon Jones supposed to come back down?
Well, Jon Jones would go down. Is what
he'd come back down. I don't even like Adesanya at light heavyweight though. Right now, I'd like to see him.
Don't worry, nobody else does either.
Yeah. But Jon Jones can go from heavyweight to light heavyweight, no problem. That's a problem for Adesanya, who has trouble beating in light heavyweight already.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how Jon Jones will look when he comes out as heavyweight.
I know. I want to see if he still has that speed or not.
Very true. But that was this day in MMA history. Jon Jones defeats Shogun to become the youngest UFC champion in history. Yep. Man. And now, okay, let's see. This was 2011. Where were you in 2011?
Well,
what, like grade school, like 6th grade?
Yeah. Oh, 2011? I was crap. I'm getting older now, so the years start to blur together.
They blend, right?
I skip a whole decade sometimes in my head. No, so yeah, so I was like, 2011. I would have been like 20 years old, 21 years old. So that was when I first started to get really into UFC, actually. And that's when I started paying attention to Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones is already the champ, though, when I started watching. I don't know, what fight did he win to get the belt in the first place? Do you know? Was it that one?
That was it.
That was that one?
Was
okay.
That fight, yeah.
Okay.
The Shogun was the champ.
I don't remember watching that fight, but Okay. Yeah, but that was the time I started paying attention to him for sure.
If I'm right, I want to say Jon Jones also stopped a robbery that day.
What do you mean?
There was a robbery that was going on earlier, like somebody got robbed.
Oh, like
And
for real?
Jon Jones, yeah.
Oh.
And Jon Jones chased him down.
Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't say. I want to say it was that fight. I remember that fight happening a while ago, or that happening. I'm not sure if it was this fight or not. But yeah, that broke my heart because being a Shogun fan. Oh,
I
man.
bet. Yeah. And then ever since then, Jon Jones.
Jon Jones.
Can't
All right,
deny
folks.
it.
Kaelyn, you got anything else to add? Is there anything else going on that we didn't talk about for this week?
There probably is that I don't know about. Otherwise, I would have told you.
There's no glory fights going on.
Glory,
like,
no.
You're my striking expert.
Oh, I know. Glory. No, I have to double check when the next fight card is. I believe it's in April. And I don't keep up with one championship as well as I should. They could possibly have one on tonight, tomorrow. They usually do it at like 4 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's overseas, so it's got to be crazy early in the morning.
Yeah, normally like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. There could possibly be one that I don't know about. And no, that's it. I think, unless there's a bare knuckle that I haven't heard about, but
not that I know of, because
I guess I need to go.
They've been promoting it a lot better, and
yeah.
With us being able to keep up with it. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm curious when Paige Van Zant's going to be fighting again.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious in who's going to beat her up this time.
She didn't get as beat up as I thought in her first fight. I thought she was going to get obliterated, and it didn't happen. But also, maybe she'll fight a better opponent, because I guess that Britain Hart chick, she won. But I also heard that she wasn't doing too well up until then. So I wonder if they have a little more experienced fighter to do with Paige, or either of them really, because she won. We'll see. I was a little surprised that she held her own a little better than I thought. I don't give her enough credit, I don't think.
I don't think a lot of people do, but you also don't expect her. You wouldn't think that a promotion that's paying so much to have Paige Van Zant competing on a card, you don't think they're going to throw her into the deep end and be like, good luck. That's just not going to happen. You're paying her X amount of dollars. You're hoping for, you don't want anything bad to happen. And so you kind of want her to get the win because, it looks good. It sounds good.
Yeah, you don't want to promote someone and then have them. See, I don't know where they're going to go from there. That
like
wasn't pretty bad. Yeah, that was a pretty bad. It wasn't a terrible fight, though. It was a good fight, not a bad fight. So it wasn't like she just got dropped and killed. I was surprised. I thought maybe she would have, but we'll see as time goes. With maybe I know they're acquiring more girls, so we'll see. The fighting pool might be a little deeper, hopefully, coming soon.
Did you ever watch Tough Man Fights?
No.
Do you know what Tough Man Fights are or were?
No.
Basically, you got a list of guys that would go in there and they thought they were the toughest dude, and they would just brawl. A lot of guys didn't have any real boxing training. Some did, and they clearly performed better than others. No, it was boxing.
Boxing, backyard boxing type of thing?
Not in the backyard. This was like, they actually had it in a ring. People could watch.
Oh, okay.
I would love to see a version of Tough Women, but I have a feeling that it would get way too fierce over some of these guys. Some of you get knocked down, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're all right. You're all right. We're good." Sportsmanship. I feel like the woman would take this might sound sexist, but it would take it way too personally, and it would go from fisticuffs to I'm gonna yank your hair out.
Oh, pretty scrappy, huh? Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think that would be amazing. Amazingly bad, but amazing. I'm
prison fights. That's what you're talking about. Prison fights. Man,
yeah. Why isn't that a thing? Let's monetize our prison system.
Fights is a thing.
A more of a thing, popular.
Oh, outside of prison.
Exactly. Like,
Oh,
okay, all right, you want to fight on this card? You need to have so much good behavior.
And then you get out
I don't know
early.
how that works. Right. No, I wouldn't say that. No. What if it's a lifer? Ugh. You're gonna let him out? No, I'm good.
No, God, no.
You
I mean, I don't know.
do
Maybe it depends how well he fights. I don't know.
do a different version of Fight Island. Oh,
Only they stay on the island.
there you go. That's it. You fight there. You stay there. Good. All right,
No,
cool.
you get to fight to come home. Otherwise, you just stay there and keep fighting.
That'd be all bad.
That'd be a good movie.
I'm pretty sure it is. Don't know which one offhand, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I'll wait for
All
Hollywood.
right. Right. I completely agree. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here at the MMA Mainstream Podcast. Thank you for joining us as always. And because it's the UFC, they'll probably have one fight next week and the week after that. So we'll always have something to talk about. And we will see you guys next time.